And so instead of addressing Rebecca and saying, excuse me, I did not hear from you about my text message. I contacted Scott and I said, hey, Scott, if you could please put together 3 sound bites for me for Monday's episode. The first is the saddest of sad music you've ever heard, so people can really feel bad for me. And then I would like crickets, just crickets.
What did I say to you this morning?
And then some type of clunk car wreck noise about how well that beautiful pose landed. So all
it landed really well. Stop.
I'm sure
I don't want to talk about it.
Sure it did.
When I read it this morning, I was crying. I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, it's me, Erin. Thanks for joining us on the More Love podcast. Do not tell Rebecca, but this podcast is about empathy. She likes people to think she's dead inside, but the truth is she's a big-time feeler who has truly helped me uncover that empathy is my superpower. Oh, here she comes.
Hey, bestie.
Hi, love.
What are you doing?
Oh, just getting ready to host a podcast.
A podcast? About what?
Life. Our life as best friends, who are more like sisters.
Ah, yay! I love us, and I can't wait to share our stories with the world.
Especially the ones that involve us pushing each other, right? To be our most authentic selves.
Oh, man. Okay.
So it's Thanksgiving morning and I wake up from my slumber and I put my hands over my head and I stretch and I think today is the day to be thankful. What can I be thankful for today? And how can I show my gratitude? And the first thing I do is pick up my phone and I go to Rebecca's text messages.
Stop it.
And I scroll through and I see the most ridiculous shit that she sent to me over the last however many weeks, from neurodivergent reels to random shit about best friendship and how we're going to sell our bodies for money. And I think, God, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to have her. And so on Thursday, Thanksgiving morning at 9:39 a.m., I say, I am thankful for you every single day.
Don't read it.
For the ways that you get me, for the hilarity that happens when we're together, that I don't have to say anything and you always know. You are without a doubt my once in a lifetime soulmate. And I am so happy my soul sought you out so early in life. I hope today that you have a moment to sit on Big Bertha. That is not a relative. That is her couch. Glass of wine in hand. Oh, wait, my music stopped. Let me start that again.
We both pressed it at the same time.
Oh. Okay. It's really got to add to the effect. I hope that today you have a moment to sit on Big Bertha, glass of wine in hand, and look around at all that you have created. Peace, happiness, confidence, boundaries, good food, inner quiet. Everything in that house that's good is because of you. Even when no one else sees it, even when you wonder if it's true, the person that you are at your core is someone few will know, but those who do, life will never be the same. I'm one of them. Thankful for you and thankful for the life we've created. We're just getting started. And then I sent some hearts and I sent our secret emoji. Okay? And it was a beautiful moment for me. I woke up, I started my day. That's how I wanted Rebecca to feel. I just imagined her reading that and just feeling so loved.
I did.
And then
I felt great. I did.
Wait, let me just keep pushing it for the number of days that there was no response. So Thursday. Thank you, Friday. Thank you, Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry, Sunday. All morning on Monday.
All morning?
Okay.
You mean from 6 a.m.
Okay.
to 7:30?
And so that's what
Stop it.
That's what true friendship is, folks. That's what true friendship is.
No.
Is absolutely just bearing your soul with love and gratitude for your soulmate best friend. And
I love this one, though.
And so instead of addressing Rebecca and saying, "Excuse me, I did not hear from you about my text message," I contacted Scott. And I said, "Hey, Scott, if you could please put together 3 sound bites for me for Monday's episode. The first is the saddest of sad music you've ever heard, so people can really feel bad for me. And then I would like crickets, just crickets.
What did I say to you
And
this
then
morning?
some type of clunk car wreck noise about how well that beautiful post landed. So all
It did.
this
It landed
to say,
really well. Stop.
I'm sure
I don't
it
want to
did.
talk about
I'm
it.
sure it did.
When I
I'm
read
sure
it this
did.
morning,
I'm sure
I
it
was
did.
crying. I don't
I'm
want to talk
sure it
about
did.
it. I wrote back to you this morning.
So anyway, applications are now open for my best friend slot. I do a lot of things to really.
Does it have to be a female? Or
No,
can
it does
be-
not. All you need is really just to respond to heartfelt
Do you need a
messages that I
resume?
send. I just bare my soul.
Oh my God.
And all you need to not do is that. So, applications are open. You know, the bar is not super high, folks. I'll be
Just
really
so
honest with
everybody
you.
knows, I was not ignoring her. I chose not to engage in my phone. You're an ass. You're such an ass. I chose to be present this weekend with my family.
Folks, listen to me. Were there times this weekend when I opened up my Facebook and saw that Rebecca had posted pictures of her and her family?
That was on my computer.
Out Christmas shopping.
That was
Or
not-
out Christmas.
That was on my computer because I ordered
Were there
the
other
Christmas
times
cards.
today
I didn't use my
where
phone.
we have the entire tree up with all these
I didn't
beautiful
use my
lights on
phone.
it? Does Rebecca get text messages to her computer as well? It's
No, I
fine,
didn't. It was on my
everyone.
laptop.
This
It's
is
broken.
This is the difference
broken.
between.
An ass.
Okay.
Such an ass.
It's fine. So, these things happen in soulmate partnerships. And for any of you who were like, well, I wonder if Rebecca and Aaron ever face any strife. Yeah, this would be an example of a time where I bared my soul. And it's fine because I'm reading a new book, which is what we're going to talk about today that
Did
helps me
I-
get through these events.
Did I last minute plan us a super fun Florida trip
Yes.
2 weeks ago?
Yes. Yes.
Did we do all the things?
Yes. But yes, we did. And so maybe this is her way of trying to make up for the.
Girl was tired.
But-
Girl was tired.
But I had to go to some conferences last week, two weeks ago.
Roughly, yeah.
And about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had randomly texted Rebecca out of the blue and said, you know what I need in my life? I need to go back to Epcot and I need to eat around the world. That's what I need to do. That was so much fun. No kids, just the two of us eating and drinking around the world.
Eating and walking.
So what happened?
I sat for a minute after I got the text. Probably didn't respond for a couple days.
No.
Then I thought, wait a minute. I think she's going to Florida in 2 weeks.
So all of a sudden,
I calculate all the things that could be possibilities. And then I call her and say, listen, here's what we're doing.
You said,
Give
send
me your
all your
flight.
info.
And you're like,
Send
why?
me your
I go,
flight.
don't you worry about it.
Doesn't matter. Send me your hotel info. Send me your flight info. Send me all your info.
All of it.
I do ask why. She doesn't care.
Don't care. No.
Next thing I know,
We're going
booked.
to Disney.
We booked.
Going.
We're supposed to be leaving on Wednesday. We ain't leaving Wednesday. Now we leaving Friday.
We leave on Friday.
We leaving Friday.
Did we almost get murdered? Yeah.
So she takes it
It's fine.
upon herself to book us a full day at Disney. When I say full day, folks,
we're going.
We are up at 9 o'clock in the morning on that tram on our way to Epcot. And she doesn't want to stay 1 minute past 4 o'clock because we got to go to the car to change our clothes.
Did I plan 2 separate outfits for one day?
Yes.
Sure did.
Just change our clothes to then go to Mickey's Christmas party.
That's right.
That evening.
That's right.
But the night before, so this would be Wednesday night, we usually stay at this one hotel. I don't know how it always finds us, but we always end up staying
it's always
at
the
it.
cheapest.
It's the cheapest, but it's a good hotel.
It's
and
fine.
It's right behind this gigantic mermaid stand.
Like one of those,
gift
souvenir
shop
stores.
stands that has like all the mermaids in it. And we always stay there. So we're driving. We have to drive about 2.5 hours from where we're at the conference site to where it is that we're going. Sawyer calls no less than 37 times while we're on our way there. I had to do a full-on meditation for her while I'm driving.
Multiple times. Full-on meditation 2 days prior, which now has become a thing.
Yeah.
And so anytime she's feeling a little overwhelmed, can I talk to you, Erin, real quick? And that's become a new thing.
We just do a nice little progressive muscle relaxation.
Were we deep in conversation about all the things in our 2-hour
and halfway through the deep in conversation, Rebecca goes, I'm just curious. Do you ever run out of things to talk about with other people? Because we've been talking all freaking week at this conference, and then we're driving in the car and we're not stopping. We're just talking. To
the point of at night, she has to say to me, "We're all done." Yeah.
I did.
She has to do a formal cutoff.
I said, "Are you still talking? Are you still? I can't do it anymore. Yeah. I am officially going to bed."
Okay. I'm like, really?
So
one more thing.
It's Wednesday night. We're driving, and of course, we got to do escape room. We're in the area. And then we went to Carrabba's. Our freaking waitress would not stop talking.
At one point, I had to give her the look.
Yeah. Rebecca.
Erin's like, if I wanted to eat with this girl, I would invite you to the table.
To sit down.
She
stop talking.
Read the room, lady. Read the room.
I just want to eat my damn ragu. Okay?
Which, by the way,
stop talking.
I recreated when I came home.
Oh, you did?
It was not.
Oh, it wasn't good?
Wasn't it?
Oh. So we did our escape room. We got out of the escape room.
Only because I threatened the man's balls.
Right.
I was very clear.
This was a good one.
This was a very good one. I said to the man, you listen to me. There's no one coming to this.
Yeah.
It's like 10 o'clock at night.
If we're close, you don't call us.
I said
you don't call us.
I go,
out.
We are two moms who need this.
Yeah, we need
this win. He goes, what? And I go, I'm not joking. And we have unlimited help. Unlimited help.
Yeah.
Part of the problem was I couldn't understand his accent.
Yeah.
So when he did provide the help, I couldn't understand it. So I had to ask multiple times.
Yeah.
It was very difficult.
Yeah.
What kind of accent did he have?
Erin can't do it. She only has one accent. But I don't know.
Russian.
Kind of. I mean,
I'm good at Russian.
Yeah, I'm good at Russian. Everything else is just
I'm
one
really
note.
good at Russian.
But he
Let's get moose and squirrel.
He got the memo. He got the memo. He helped us. And then did we make him compliment us multiple times and go through?
She did what she does with you, Scott. He comes in, goes to talk to us about the event. She goes, tell us what we both did really well.
He goes, I'm really impressed with you too because you actually communicate. I go, oh, really? Tell us all the things we did good.
Tell us all the things we did good and tell us why other people didn't do good and why they don't talk to each other.
He was like, what? I go, I'm not joking. Can you please?
He's like, this is the best thing for a first date. And I said, you know what? That's what I'm doing from now on. Mm-hmm. I said, if my marriage doesn't work out, I'm going to be like you, escape room now.
That's right.
Let's try it.
With me observing in the corner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. And Rebecca's watching the whole time. Right.
I'm like, nope, that ain't it.
And we get to the end and I'm like, I'm sorry. Very nice knowing you. We will not be going for dinner tonight.
I knew a guy in college and the women did say that his apartment was a lot like escape room. I don't think he's still out in public.
Oh no, we don't want that.
I think he's in jail.
No, we're not going to his damn apartment.
No.
There's a basement escape room. Is that okay? Maybe like a windowless van escape room. Is that good?
Creepy. It's creepy.
Oh my God.
We'd still get out of it though. Let's be honest.
Oh my God.
Let's be honest.
All you have to do is start talking.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely. We wouldn't stop. I know.
No.
It was
Like,
awesome.
Just
Remember
get out.
when I
Just
moved
get
the
out.
candle?
It's not
Remember
worth
when I
it.
moved the candle?
I'm very aware.
Man,
Very
there was
aware.
this one little candle, and I picked this candle right out, and I moved it to the other candle holder, and this door popped out.
I was like,
and
that's
she
it.
goes, "You are awesome! You are so awesome!" I'm like, "Yes."
Yep, I know.
Yes.
I know. You really nailed this one.
I really did my best on
You
this
really,
one.
I mean,
Thank you.
this was very good. You were definitely
Thank
the
you.
leader.
But
for
what
sure.
Rebecca did not do well was that night, after we're real tired and we're ready to go to bed, she brings us to
the hotel,
motel.
the motel next door,
motel.
next door to the one we normally stay
One
at.
street over
Yeah.
from the place that we go.
I'm like,
okay?
it's fine.
She's like, it's going to be totally fine. It looks okay when we go in. There's cute little wreaths on the wall. It's
I mean, it looked
totally
fine.
And we go in, and then we take the elevator to the third floor, and we get off the elevator, and we're outside.
We're outside.
We're outside. Why are we outside? I'm not sure why we're outside. Then we're walking all around the perimeter of the outside, and we're walking past all of these people's rooms, and these
Doors
people,
are propped open. People smoking meth in the.
Yeah,
in
pretty
the,
much.
No, but there were
Pretty
some
much.
questionable people coming out of some rooms. Remember those people?
And for those people that were still in their rooms with their curtains wide open.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm not sure what's happening here.
Why are you?
So here we are on the third floor, and we're walking around. All of a sudden, I see over here, it looks like a freaking railroad or airport runway.
Yeah, it was very
It
weird.
was like I don't even know how to explain it.
They
It was all
looked
these
like-
lights that are like Christmas lights, but they're on the ground.
and they kind of looked like the outline of a mini golf course.
Yeah.
But it was in a rando parking
It was in a
lot with
parking
buildings,
lot.
and they were all lit up. And I'm like,
I said, "What the heck
Was it
is
a
this?
go-kart
And
raceway or something?
What is this?
I don't know.
And why is this here?" And she's like, "Look, we're at our room.
we
And I
videotaped
look at
it.
this thing,
We'll show it.
and I'm like,
what the?
so we open this door, and I am hit with a smell that is a combination of
Clorox?
Clorox bleach meets cigarette smoke meets old dusty towels,
Yeah.
and
Oh, what about the noise?
there's a noise coming from the refrigerator that's like like that loud.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And I walk in. Now,
I've heard that noise before.
y'all know me well enough. You all absolutely know me well enough that at this point, I walk into this room. I do this.
I know. And I go, I'll unplug the machine. I know what's about to go down. I know. And I said,
keep looking at her.
I'll unplug the
And I'm looking around
thing. I
the
can't
room.
move. everything's bolted to the ground. I can't move it.
What
I'm
was it? What
looking
was
around.
it that was making the noise?
It was the refrigerator. It was the refrigerator that was like on its way out.
Can't.
The
Pretty sure it was warm.
mini bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mini fridge.
So I walk in, and she decides at this moment that she's going to pretend that this is the best place we've ever stayed in our
This
life.
is fine.
It's
We're only going to be here for 10 minutes
totally
because we're
fine.
getting
We're
up
only gonna
early.
sleep here real quick. So she's now flopped herself, just like the front part of herself on the bed. So she's like leaning over the bed like this. So I walk past her bed, and
Do you know what I'm
turn
doing?
around.
Did you know what I was doing?
Praying?
No, I was looking at prices of other hotels because I knew she was going to be like, we out.
So I walk past where she's at on that bed, and I turn around, and I just look at her like this. And she's like, "What?" I said, "You know what?" And she's like, "I'm looking them up right now." I said, "Fantastic. Thank you." Because let's be really effing clear. There's no way Mama's staying in this hotel. I'm sorry, motel.
Motel.
This
on
is,
the third
I
floor.
said to her, this is where domestic violence happens.
Yeah.
And this is where people get murdered.
Yeah.
And people show up with their guns.
Yeah.
And they want to break in the door. Or if you are like, have just escaped prison and you need to go somewhere, you're going to a place like this.
Should probably stay away from the places that charge by the hour as well.
That was not one of these.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it was pretty cheap.
You have to ask for the special rates.
So I literally just walked out. And Rebecca's like, "Okay, all right, I guess we're leaving." I said, "I do not care how much the next place costs. So swipe, we are all done."
We're out.
And I said, "What is the name of the place where we always stay?"
So I looked
And
it
so
up.
she looks it up. I call, I say, "Hi there. What availability do you have tonight? Like right now?" And he's like, oh, we got this room.
Swipe, swipe.
Great.
Swipe, on our way
Be
over.
there in 5 minutes, sir. We walk over. There we are again, right back at the same hotel that we always go to.
It felt like home.
Yeah,
Felt like home.
Yeah, we walked
I think
right
we stayed
in.
there 5 times.
Oh, yeah. Walked right back in. I say, hi there. This is great. He puts us on the first floor. I walk into that room and
Not
I
it.
said, this ain't it.
Nope.
Nope. The juju is off.
It's not good.
In this room. Mm-hmm. So she's trying to convince me to call the motel people to tell them that we left and that we want our money back. And she says, if you call that person, I'll call the front desk and tell them we need a room change. So then she determines that she can get the motel money back online by just contacting the agent.
Which I'm not sure if that ever happened.
Oh, you
I
didn't
did it
look?
3 different times. No, I did it 3 different times.
Oh.
We'll see.
And so we call the front desk and he's like, is there anything wrong with the room? And we said, no, it just doesn't feel right.
He's like, oh, okay.
Oh, all right. He's like, what floor did you want to be in? I'm like, how many floors you got? He's like, 4. I said, 4, please. And so we then moved up to the 4th floor. We walk in and at the same time go, oh, okay, there it is.
Time to relax.
There it is.
There it is. So it was a good time.
That's the story about how Rebecca almost basically had us stay at a motel. What you got voodoo wise for us?
Ironically, it's the 8 of Wands, which is traveling.
Oh.
It says, all aspects of your life, from love to family, work to creative projects, speed up under the influence of this 8. Delays are done. Yeah, that's right. Delays are done as decisions are made, words turn into actions, projects and travel plans fire up, and you find yourself fielding more calls, emails, and social engagements and meetings than ever before. This is exciting, if not a bewildering time, when everything happens all at once. You will be in constant demand. Well, it is the holidays. A lot of emails. Well, you're on a committee right now.
Ugh,
Constant demand.
I know.
So
We overdid it.
That's kind of like traveling.
Maybe that's what we can talk about today.
Overcommitment
Overcommitment.
because you feel guilty.
I got to tell you, one of my soft spots, you guys, is when people come to me and they say, we don't have anyone else who's able to do this, and it would be really great if you could help us out because you
Everybody
had
else
this
said no
experience
and had the boundaries.
and this experience and this experience, and it would just be really helpful. Whenever I hear any type of desperation in your voice that you need something and that you will not be okay if you don't have it, it's a
line, and sinker.
surefire way to make sure that I'm in it to win it. I don't want to be in it to win it. And every part of my gut says, nope, you don't need to take this on. Nope, you don't need to do this. Nope. Right? But I'm realizing that that's one of my weak spots. And as you guys know, I'm in somatic yoga therapy. So I was trying to work on that at my last somatic yoga therapy appointment. And it went okay, but there is this innate need that I have when people are really under the gun and need something that I feel like I have to step in and I have to fix it. And I don't know where that comes from or why or what sort of connection to empathy that has. But the more dire you are or the more you're in a place where you're not going to be okay, I just have to step in and I have to take care of that. And that becomes a hook for me to get me into doing things that I really don't want to do. It's like I'm not okay if people aren't going to be okay. And in this yoga therapy session, what we were working on was trying to help myself figure out that I am not the end all be all for everyone, and that what happens when they have to find other alternatives outside of me, and is that a part of their learning process or about something that works better or worse for them? Will the show continue to go on if I'm not a part of it? And then I remembered Marsha Betlem. Remember Marsha?
Oh, yeah.
And one time, this was in 2008, it's probably after I shit my pants from the colonoscopy.
Probably.
Shortly after that.
Yep.
The colonoscopy of 2008. I was working at a methadone maintenance clinic that started at 6 o'clock in the morning. So working with people who abuse heroin. I was a resident director. So we were working basically
Around the clock.
overnights.
Yeah.
For the building. I was finishing my master's degree, so I was doing my thesis and taking like one of my last classes. I had a relationship at the time. I can't remember what else, but let's just say I was pulling over on the side of the road every single day to throw up. Because that was when I was first diagnosed with migraines. I was starting to feel super depressed. I was just stretched beyond way too much. And Marcia Betlam, who at the time, she must have been, 65 years old maybe, came over. And
she was our coworker.
Yep. She was one of our colleagues. She was a resident director as well. And I sat down at the time on my white leather couch and she came over and she said, "What is it about you that makes you think the world's not going to revolve unless you're a part of it?"
Ooh.
And I was like, oh my God.
Nobody's ever said that to you before?
No one had ever said that to me before. No one had ever said it that clearly before.
She's very clear.
You are going to
implode.
Kill yourself. She's like, you are on the brink at this point. So she gave me a card that I still have today that says it just doesn't matter. And it was this laminated card. And at the time we had like the write in like the agendas that you would write in.
Oh yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
have
like a planner
or whatever. Like it would be real agendas.
Yeah.
And I would put that on every single week. Remember, it just doesn't matter. And now that I think about it, remember recently when I was starting on my Prozac journey, I was like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's sort of my way of saying, remember, it just doesn't matter. But it was a nice reminder to me to put it in perspective. And I still to this day remember her saying, what is it about you that thinks that the world is going to stop revolving if you're not a part of it? And it was this thing that put me in perspective of, you're really not that important. And I mean that in the sweetest, kindest way possible. You can let yourself off the hook because the world is going to be okay. Even if you're not a part of it, even if you're not here, things will continue to go on. Yes, it's better because you're here. Yes, it's better because you're supporting all these people. But I needed to touch base with that again recently as I noticed that my schedule is starting to get less full, which is a good thing, more full with things that I want to be doing. Like I signed up for kickboxing, which I was been excited about. I've signed up for my yoga therapy. I go to Carter's basketball 3 times a week, like things that I really want to be doing instead of work-related things. But yet I constantly still feel this little plug back of, ooh, you need to be connected to that. You're going to be insignificant if you don't do that. You need to be on that review committee. You need to. So it's a nice little reminder for me that really it just doesn't matter and that it's fine.
So you really need to dig deep and figure out where that flicker and that voice is coming from, because that 16 years later is still a major component of your decision making, your internal battle, your physical ailments, all those things.
And I need to recognize first that what my weak triggers are. It's when I have the time or I have the illusion of time. And when someone comes to me in desperate need, those two things are a really bad combination for me.
So remember years ago, I think it was years ago, when I dragged you to something. I'm sure. I'm sure it's multiple things. And you listened to the presentation from one of the guys in my community, The One Thing. And for those of you who aren't aware, there's a book called The One Thing. Jeff Woods is a part of it. He's a part of our community. He's a really cool guy, great speaker, great presentator, all those kinds of things. And he, I believe, co-authored this book called The One Thing. And when I was working for the charity, this was something we embodied for a year, and we all read the book together. And then we designed this almost like, not a to-do list, but almost like a hit list of our goals and for each individual department, and how we were going to align to the one overarching goal that the whole organization wanted to attain. And then anytime something came up, we literally had we had to print it out and we had to show where it was in our office, and we had to when it came time to decision making or being a part of a project or anybody who asked us for any time or energy, we had to prove how it went up our upline and how it made an impact. And if we couldn't prove that,
You couldn't do it.
the answer was absolutely not, no matter what. And it became, it was really hard to do that in the beginning. And that's how our staff meetings were opened. It was like, okay, what's up? Everybody had to show their screen and show their goals for the week, show their meetings. We had to show our calendar. We had to show everything. And then
Accountability.
our boss would say, cancel that. You're not doing that. Absolutely not. Why is there not more time on this? Because reality is you can't do everything. And if you are supposed to do nothing until that one thing is done, and if that one thing takes 6 weeks, the answer is no to everything else. Everything.
Interesting.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And that's a hard concept for most people because everybody thinks, well, it's on the list. It has to get done. No, it doesn't. There's a difference between important and urgent and important, urgent and not important, and then not important and not urgent. There's the quadrants. Yep. We also went through this the other day. There's this quadrant. I don't know what it's called, but you have to be able to put things into those categories, and that's how the decisions are made.
I might benefit from having that quadrant literally on my desk.
Yes. I'll send it to you.
I would also
it's really
benefit.
Good. It's called the Eisenhower Project or something like that.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I would also benefit, and I would love for our listeners to weigh in on this. What words have you used when you are needing to say no to something and you feel bad about it or guilty about it, or you normally would say yes to this thing, but for whatever reason, you're trying to set a boundary? I would really benefit from some concrete wording that people use when they say no to something without also being a raging bitch who's like, nope, not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
that's a good question.
How can you still decline something, but let someone know that you care about their experience? And Darnell, I'm hoping Darnell will weigh in on this, because when we were at the conference, he and I were talking a bit about this, and something that he gave in terms of how he responds was really beneficial. And it was really thoughtful for me. So I would love it if our listeners would weigh in on our Facebook page or could send an email to us at themorelovepodcast.com. What are the ways in which you politely decline participating in something? And I would love to read those on a future show.
Or an ask. Just an ask that you just can't.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Right. But in such a way that still feels authentic to you and not, rude or inconsiderate.
It's the boundaries, right?
But it sets a reasonable boundary. And I'd love to read those on future shows.
Love it.
Now, the last thing I'll say is please don't do this about my request, because I can't handle it, because it's been too much lately. So please do send the emails.
I can't.
Please put them on our Facebook
I gotta
page.
pull something real good.
I can't handle it twice. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Please send them to us. Thank you. Have a good day.
I loved that.
Me too. Isn't empathy amazing?
Well, we're amazing. I don't know about all this empathy stuff.
That's fine. I accept you wherever you are.
Oh, God.
I love you.
I love you too.
And if you love us, please like and subscribe to More Love, the Power of Empathy podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
See you next time.